Where, where did these bees come from? I need to go on PetCemetery.com.
Hey there, Jerry Shepard, the bug doctor with PestCemetery.com. Recently, I got a call for a huge yellow jacket nest that had been there for quite some time apparently, but no one really noticed it until the landscaper went to do some pruning of a palm tree, and they found it, and it was time to call me out. Now, with yellow jacket nests, what I usually do is I go out and just treat them with a liquid. A lot of times you'll find them in the ground around root systems of trees and whatnot, but they can be aerial or in walls or whatever. And when you can get a volume on of liquid, boy, that's effective, and it just it is the most economical way, and you can make quick work of it. This nest, however, I found out pretty soon was going to take a little bit more. The nest itself was about 15 or 20 feet up off of the ground, and that made life kind of hard. One other thing I like to do when I'm handling large yellow jacket nests, or any real nest, bees, hornets, wasps, and of any size, I want to destroy them. I want to take them apart, and that assures me that the customer at the end of the day is going to have little to no problem. It'll take a few days for all of them to die. The ones that are out shopping and hunting, they come home and find their homes are destroyed. So the first thing I did is got them on my 6-foot ladder and grabbed my termite trenching tool, my Maddox tool, and I was going to get up on the ladder and try to take it apart. All the while, in my other hand, I have a sprayer. So as I'm ripping the nest apart, I'm spraying. Well, that wasn't going to be tall enough. So then I went ahead and grabbed a lawn treating wand. It was a little bit longer, a little bit lighter, and maybe I could wield it around. But soon I saw that that wasn't going to reach what I needed and wasn't going to cause the kind of destruction real quick. I was going to make more of a mess and really stir them up. Rather than destroying them and opening them up and killing them real quick the way I like to do. So then the other strategy is, like if they're in the ground around a root system, a lot of people will just fill up a jug, a 5-gallon bucket, or a milk jug or something of insecticide and pour it right on them and drown them. So that's what I was trying to do, but this nest was so big and so huge, the paper was so thick it wasn't working. So I turned up the pressure on my rig, and I figured maybe I could shoot right through that paper. And that started to work, and you can see the white patch on this nest where I exposed a comb. And it was going to be fine, but I was going to be there all day doing that, ripping it apart with liquid pressure alone. So next, I borrowed a tool from the landscaper, and it's a pruner on a telescopic pruner on the end of a pole, and this was perfect. That sharp saw blade just ripped through the nest like butter, and I was able to expose the yellow jackets and then quickly spray them, and then keep on cutting on the nest. I was amazed how big this thing was. I mean, it had to be 3-4 feet in diameter. The tree trunk itself had to be a foot in diameter, and this was 3 or 4 times bigger than that. And every time I cut into that, just thousands of bees came out, and I could see that even with all the spraying, the inside of the nest was dry. So their nest is waterproof, not perfect, but it is waterproof to keep the rain off it and everything. So had I gone with my regular just soaking mentality, I'd have been there a long time and just used way too much insecticide. This was the quickest way, and you can see I was really just ripping apart the nest, and it's like small bales of hay were coming out, and it was all comb and paper and nest material, and just dropping to the ground, and just yellow jackets were screaming out of there, just angry. My face was just covered with them. They were all over my suit. But that's the beauty of having a bee suit and having a little experience dealing with huge yellow jacket nests. I didn't panic. I just kept cutting and kept going to town on it. I did get stung one time, which is a testament as to why homeowners shouldn't do this kind of thing themselves. And rookie bee guys or rookie bug guys, you really need to make sure you have the proper protection equipment. For years, I went without it in pest control, and there's no way I would have made it out of this one without getting seriously hurt. They were just all over the place. And the one that got me is because I forgot my duct tape at the bottom of my pant leg. It wasn't sealed, and he crawled up and got me, and that stayed swollen for a couple of days. So I just kept cutting away, and this whole job took about an hour and a half. And my arms were really getting tired. But I wanted to make sure I got the entire nest. And since then, I've been in contact with the lady whose yard this was in, and she said the activity was around for about a day, which is what I said. They're going to hover around for about a day's time because they're coming back from the fields, getting their they're out getting food and whatnot for the colony. So when they come back at the end of the day, when the sun starts going down and don't find a nest, they have tons of energy and they can last a day or two. And then the ones that are on the ground, wriggling and twitching from the pesticide death, their stingers are still active. So I have my people be very careful when they're working around them or afterwards and cleaning up. So this went on for quite some time, and then finally I think I got to the very top of it and got everything down that I possibly could. So it was time to start wrapping up the job, but I still had a lot on the ground, and there were a lot of debris and everything. And so what I wanted to do is make sure to spray the ground really well too, because I didn't need these bees surviving the night and then getting up in the morning and able to sting somebody. And when I took a look at the ground, which was the first time after about an hour of straight of cutting, this is what I saw. It was a good 10 or 15 feet around of just yellow jacket nest debris. It was just amazing, the amount of combs and everything that was in this nest. So, like I said, if you're going to do some bee work, please be careful. Don't try this at home, folks. It takes a professional knowing how to handle a big bee's nest like this, and you need the proper equipment and proper protective equipment as well. Hey, this has been Jerry Schapper, the Bug Doctor with PestCemetery.com. Thanks so much for enjoying my blog. I do appreciate it. If you're going to do pest control, be careful. See ya.